cure one day. Sela Alo now joins me in the studio. Good morning, my friend.
You are my friend. Hi, Lizzie.
Hey, so Sela Alo, if you don't know him, he is one of the team on the Morning Wake Up on Life FM. If you just drill through the wall, you're on the other side there, right? It's usually easier to go through the door, but just saying.
Yeah.
We could have a little tunnel.
Isn't it been a great morning?
It has been a great morning. It's incredible.
Actually, that's a really good word to describe it. I didn't know, we don't have a target for this as such. The last time we teamed up with the Leprosy Mission, we cured 349 people. And I started this morning by saying, wouldn't it be great if we could get at least 350 people cured today? I think we're well on target.
We got 203 so
Look at
far.
that.
How good is that?
How good.
Whee!
Thank you, Jesus. It's been so good. And thank you so much for your generosity this morning. It means so much to us.
You know about this firsthand, right? Because you've travelled to Nepal.
Yeah, what an experience. People often ask me, what have you taken away? There's so much to take away from my trip to Nepal, especially seeing firsthand those impacted and affected with leprosy, Lizzie. Hospital wards, a full hospital ward of people lying in their beds with clawed feet, clawed hands, scarring on their face. And when you see them and you approach them, they duck their head, they bend their head so they don't make eye contact with you because they're still ashamed. They get the blanket. I saw 2 patients grab the blanket to cover their arm, cover their hand because they were embarrassed to show, you know. This is a safe environment in this hospital, and I can't praise Anandaban Hospital enough for the work that they do. But even in their safe environment, the stigma that's associated with this disease is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we met a young man by the name of Kamal, who you've seen and heard a lot of, 8 years of age.
8, yeah.
Here's the thing, you and I have both got sons.
Yes.
So I just want you to imagine your son.
I've already gone there.
Okay. Right. So I'm just trying to bring it closer to home because we're so far removed from what's happening in Nepal.
Yeah.
But if I could just paint a picture to those of you who are listening right now, who are parents maybe, grandparents or uncles or aunties or whatever, just imagine one of those who, for a reason that's beyond their control, has been affected by leprosy. You'll do everything you can, right, to cure them. And for $240, Liz, you could cure that person completely of this disease. Now, I know there might be a stretch for some people who are listening, but as a one-off gift of $240, $20 a month, it's gone. It's gone. And not only the physical scarring that leprosy leaves, but the stigma that's attached to that these young kids, these adults can go back to their families because they're ostracized. There's a person that I met over there. His name is Cathy. He had leprosy. He had to live in the pen with animals while his family was inside the house. So, you know, yeah.
That's full on. You know, like I'm just thinking, yeah, you've got a son, I've got a son. I was just imagining my son when he was 8 years old, he was saving hard for an iPad, all the money he got from like his English grandparents and everything. He was just like putting all this money away. It was more than $240, right? And I mean, we're not going to, most of us, if not all of us, aren't going to have a child or grandchild with leprosy. But if we're in a position that we can give and we can do it on behalf of that child, I'm actually challenging myself in this moment. I can do that. I can do that on behalf of my son, Daniel. Tell us more about this little 8-year-old boy.
What a beautiful young man he was. And when I was there, he was halfway through his treatment. So before we caught up with him, Di and I, who went over there, as he arrived to Anandaban Hospital, his face had lesions. He couldn't open his eyes. Now, again, I'm asking you to imagine your own child with that. His fingers were very clawed over. But when I caught up with him, he was halfway through his treatment. He's not quite fully there yet, but he's going to be healed. And you could see the joy in his eyes and the joy in his mum's eyes as he was just playing without a care in the world.
And the thing about Kamal's family, right, from what I remember, they don't live anywhere near the hospital. Don't they have to travel for like hours to get there?
Yeah. As a side note, I met this patient when we were going through the ward. I asked one of the doctors about one of the patients and how they got there. Traveled 2 weeks, Liz.
2 weeks?
Yeah. By foot and by however means, just to get to the hospital to get treatment. Kamal, who you talked about, him and his family, they traveled about five and a little bit hours over rough terrain. You remember, these people are from the poorest parts of Nepal. Nepal in itself is one of the poorest countries in the world. So these guys are on the outskirts, the villages on the outskirts. So they've got to travel. You can imagine the terrain. And who's going to pick them up and who's going to take them when they know that somebody's got leprosy? So there's that to deal with as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's full on.